When you hear about the word education, what comes into your mind?
Well, when you hear the word education, it is the art of teaching somebody something, of learning, and that subject, that just education has changed along with time. It has changed a lot. I remember back in the country, we used to have a blackboard and a crayons. It was a white chalk to write on the board. You come in America, after years it changes to white. Now kids don't even need to look at the board because they have tablets, computer, and even further back in the ages, it was totally different. So it changes according to where you are and time as well. So
talking about change, I want to mention about something that I know most people will maybe like hates me for this or don't like me for this, but what if I say like education haven't changed at all? Because let me explain myself.
Okay.
You say like we started like with blackboard, chalk and stuff, but the system, it's still the same.
Yes, you're right. You're correct. Well, if you let's talk about it in this way. Back in the days, you had a parent, for example, who has some kind of business. It would teach the kids to sometimes follow the same path. Teach the kid. Some parents will hire a tutor. The kid doesn't have to go to a public school or anywhere. You're going to hire a tutor to learn under the tutor until the children is mature enough or skillful enough to start doing the job of the father. We see most of it with kings. I want my kid, my child to be the king right after me. It will not just let the kid, okay, go think or do whatever you want to do. He will hire a specific person, a person that he trusts, maybe a general, maybe somebody, to take care of the kids, to teach them in the way of kings, not in a way like any other people. A king, you are a king since they are a child. And if that kid has the same mentality of a child, he will not become a king. That's education, right? You teach the kid according to the way they have to follow, so they remain on the same path. So looking at today, instead of education, it's more like indoctrinations. They don't teach kids what is necessary for life. They just fill their brain with unnecessary stuff today. So that's why I say it changes. It has changed. But mostly they're just telling you stuff. That person back in the days to prepare a kid to be a king. Today, they prepare you to remain a child. You go to school, a child, you come out of a child. I was listening to a gentleman who was a World War II veteran. He said when the war started, he was about 17. He went to the military. By 18, 19, he had done 2 years fighting the war, killing people. He comes back to the United States to tell him you cannot buy alcohol. I was just like, wait a minute. I am able to go to war, fight the war as a man. When I come back in my country, they treat me like a kid, like a child, because they want you to be a child. People go to school, they come out like just with a piece of paper. They are as dumb as they went in. So that's not education. What do the kids learn these days? Not much. That's why I say it changed. You look at the kids back in the 60s, 17, 16 years old. The way they were able to write. You look at those letters. You are amazed how good, how well educated they were. But today, even people coming out of colleges with nothing in their brains.
The thing is, the system of education has evolved and it's changed over the years, and we're going all the way back into the early even 1800s or so. So if you look at what the education system is today, you may see, for example, a system where kids are starting off, they know that in elementary school we're learning such and such subjects, and then after this we have middle school, and then after this high school. So it's structured in a systematic way where you want to achieve this, check, next, check. But you can also have education where kids in middle school are well advanced than some students in high school and taking courses that are versed in many ways that are preparing them for college and preparing them for even life after college. So it's not a systematic way where you're only stuck or limited to the basics of what you need to learn here, and then you don't expand on that. So it's pretty much not limiting yourself, rather than or opening up ways of opportunities for you to learn in any way that you can, outside of just the system that's been set for you already.